Hello. Well, in this film I'm going to be doing some pyrography, and that's burning with a little pen onto wood, or you can actually burn onto leather. And that's what I'm doing today, burning onto leather. So I've got my pyrography pen, and it's a small one, this one. It's a fairly cheap thing to buy. This one has two heat settings, so it's a 15 watt and a 30 watt setting. And I've got some leather. So I've got some vegetable tan just aside here. It's about 2mm, no more. It's quite a nice thin one actually. And I've got a design as well. So I'm going to be doing, guess what? A person to pole lathe. Bit of a rough design, this one, but I think it will sort of work. And well, I'll adapt it as I go along if it doesn't. So here goes. So I'm going to use a bit of this leather from the corner here. The reason I'm taking it off the corner actually is I want to preserve the rest of the leather for other projects, so I want to be able to later on cut some straps and other bits and pieces off this piece of leather. So I'll cut this out roughly the shape, so I've got a piece of leather to work on without wasting too much. I'm using some leather cutting scissors here. I mean, you can use them for other things, but they're scissors which they've got a serrated lower jaw, and it just sort of grips the leather as you cut it, so it's quite useful. My first job here is to actually draw the design onto the leather, and I'll just try and make this bit of leather bend a bit flatter. So I've got my little divider tool here set. I think I've got it roughly set at the right sort of, yeah, that's the right sort of diameter. So let's give that a little press on the centre. I should be able to find that centre going through. Right. I can just go around this, scribe round, and that will give me my outer circle. Right, well I've started to draw in pencil the sort of main outline of the lathe and the person. So I think what I'll do, I've got the sort of rough bits down. I'll start just drawing with a pen and see how it goes. It may not work, but we'll give this one a go. I doubt you can see the pencil on camera, but let's bring that closer. It's only very faintly on the leather. I'm trying not to mark the leather too much. I think actually you can probably just see the main bed of the lathe across there possibly. And there's a person's head about there. Sort of feet here and a treadle. So it's a bit imprecise, but let's just get on with it. So I'll draw the lathe in, because I think that's sort of, well, it's in front and it does delineate sort of a bit of the picture. So I've got the pen at the moment on the lower heat setting, that's the 15 watt. I'm sort of working on a basis, I can always go with a higher heat setting later, but it's not a bad idea to start on the lower one. I don't want to overburn, and it's easier to sort of cover something afterwards. It burns on leather very easily actually. It's surprising just how quickly it does burn in. Tilt this round. It's quite important actually with this iron not to stop, because you end up with like a burnt pit. I think what some people do when they're starting out with pyrography is they actually do like a board of sort of designs, and you do dots, slashes. I might try one actually sometime, and then you get a bit more feeling for what you can do and not do. These pens do come with about 20 tips for all sorts of effects. I'm just using the general sort of drawing tip at the moment. I will do the outline border next. Let's get this bit more definition here with a little bit of border. I may fill that in actually and just do, I don't know how easy that is to fill in. Yeah, that'll be alright I think. So what I'll do, I'll put some stitching over this border, because what I'm going to do is actually sew this onto a tool cover. So I'm going to make a tool cover which will be for my bowl turners hooks. At the moment I'm using a carpenter's bag, and the bowl turners hooks are quite long. They're about, I don't know, 30 inches long, something like that. And my tool bag's about 2 foot long. Well, I keep dropping out the end and I keep damaging hooks. And of course it's not the safest way to transport your hooks. So I thought, right, I'll make a purpose-made leather pouch. A bit like a chisel bowl really, for these bowl turning hooks. And I can sew this on the front. Let's show you a bit closer and you can see what this is all about. That's my little picture. Okay, so I don't think I did that well at art at school, but you get the sort of general idea. And well, I'll keep going a little bit more detail on there, but it's quite quick. I mean, that's taken me probably about 20 minutes. Bit of decoration, bit of fun. So I'm just cutting out the final piece now. So there you are, that's the final item. It's funny, isn't it, where you can just burn the picture onto leather. So that will go on my tool roll. These little pyrography tools come with lots of different heads, so you just screw in little brass heads. And it means you can try different designs, different sort of veining techniques and stamping techniques. So some of these heads are like round sort of shapes for doing patterns. Some of them are like pen stylus type shapes. The actual pen itself, I say it's a 15 to 30 watt pen with a little slidey switch. This particular one's made by Antex, but I mean I think there are lots of different makes. Seems very good. Certainly does the job, as you can see. So anyway, one could apply this same technique not just to leather but to wood as well. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching this film, and thanks for watching.